What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the final episode of the season of the Panthers Nation Network. As always, I'm Jack, my boy C0NT1NUED. We took some time to gestate, to let it all marinate right. All right, reactions after the wild card loss.
Oh, yeah, you had a lot of it was cool to be there, right? But dog, you missed so many opportunities to take that game home. Like and it was cool. Again, I thought I was gonna be okay with just, oh man, we made it. We ain't been here in a while. Like, let's enjoy the moment. And I did enjoy the moment, but it's hard to feel that, like that. What's the moral victories?
Yeah, I can't.
When the victory was right there in front of you to go take it.
Yeah, right. Like, I remember saying, beforehand, like, I'd honestly, if we're gonna lose, I'd rather us get blown out. At least then I don't have the hope of like we almost could have had it. But looking in retrospect, in terms of how the national media was talking about you up until that game and how the narrative has looked since then, I'm so incredibly happy they played the way they did. Yeah. For Bryce to show, hey, like, we were supposed to be in this game. For them as a team, for Canales to show we were supposed to be in this game, and we took it down to the wire, right? Like, we were supposed to be here. We deserve to be here. And very, very closely could have been going past it. And especially when you look at, like, the 49ers game. Right, like that, two polar opposites.
Yeah.
And to go, okay, oh yeah, like they got the crap kicked out of them. After getting past that point, like, which I'm surprised they got past that point anyhow.
Right.
But like, and then even Green Bay and Chicago, there was a lot of people saying, Green Bay's the more historically successful team. They're the more quote unquote put together team. At least obviously injuries have hurt them, but like they kept going after these teams that were new in it. Carolina, the Bears, like, not supposed to be in it, right? The Jags, they did the same thing to them. Mm-hmm. So, like, I was happy that they performed that way. Outside of that, the ambiance was ridiculous.
Oh
the chemistry and the vibes of Bank of America Stadium were the best I've ever seen. And I was at the 2015 game at the NFC Championship, and the environment was almost better. All the other games, you buy the tickets early on in the year. Mm-hmm. That one being sold right ahead of time. I mean, it was packed out. And, a shout out to our boy Matt, by the way. You saw Cam Newton come out dressed all in locker room gear.
Oh, yeah.
All in locker room gear. That was wild.
That was wild. That was wild to see. It was fun to see. I think I was beside the one Rams fan that was in the building.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, it was funny. But that being my first playoff game, though, unmatched, dog. Like, I haven't seen an atmosphere like that. It rivaled a college game, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about SEC college football. It rivaled that. Like, it was dope. I mean, I guess that's the first time in a long time I've ever seen that many fans out and really passionate about the team again. And that was really that was the best thing about it. The part that has me nervous now is that, like, in the NFL, everything resets year to year. So it's like, I really hope that we get to feel that again, because I don't want to wait 8 years to go to another playoff game and 10 to get another playoff game at home. So I'm really hopeful, and I really like where we're at, but ultimately it's going to be, can we follow up? Will everybody go get better in the offseason?
Yeah, right? Like, and there's a lot of different things that factor into that, right? Of course, the Panthers free agents is the main factor, right? Yeah. And you're going to have some tough decisions. There's going to be some that were already made completely, incredibly obvious in that game. Rico Dowdle. I mean, that was a huge head scratcher for me. I don't understand what happened at the tail end of the year. Like, it was a foregoing of the run game in general. Mm-hmm. But, like, especially in that game where you saw against the Rams the first time around, running it down their throat, controlling the clock was a good way to keep momentum going. Yeah. And, like, I think Rico had the first 2 carries that went for, like, 5 yards. Mm-hmm. And then nothing again until the third quarter.
No, it was. I mean, you saw mostly Chuba, and which even in the regular season matchup, you saw mostly Chuba in that matchup as well. So I guess the only thing I can figure is that they figured Chuba's running style was better suited against that defense. Which in the first matchup, that's how it went. So I could see maybe that's why they went the way they went with it. And if you notice, ever since that game happened in the regular season, the carries started to do it really started to dissipate from that time forward. But I mean, also, Chuba's the guy you paid.
He is, and he's the guy you're going to pay. I don't think there's any unless something catastrophic happened to Chuba, I think we've known for a long time that they didn't expect Rico to have the flourish that he did at the beginning, or Chuba to go down and provide a situation where Rico could see the limelight. You know, they have shown that the hometown thing isn't really anything that really matters for them, right? So being an Asheville kid, it didn't really matter to them. And, you know, as they go along, you know, we've known that it was mainly to facilitate the fact that you don't have Jonathan Brooks, same kind of body, same kind of skill set, same kind of running ability, plug and play to just kind of preview what we're hopefully going to have when Brooks comes back into full health.
Yeah, and I think the one thing we noticed, well, I think what we should have noticed is that Jonathan Brooks, his skill set was sorely missed this season. Like the ability to make plays out of nothing. Like if you look at the very small sample size we got out of Jonathan Brooks in that Tampa Bay game, you see him take a screen, and you see a play that should have only gone for maybe 2 or 3 yards turn into 15. And I said that type of game-breaking ability, even for as well as Rico played this year, that isn't exactly the type of guy he is. It's hit it and go.
Yeah.
There is no in between. There is no make a guy miss. It's just once I get this ball, I'm going full speed. You know, hit my head on the wall. But Brooks provides that change of pace that we just didn't have in the backfield this year.
Which is what Canales has obviously shown to really like. You know, all those dink and dunk passes are not slant routes over the middle. I don't know what changed since Brady and Belichick were in the league to now, because you see them in other teams doing it, you know, and against lesser defensive backs, they're able to break away, right? Like dink and dunks out to a running back out on a wheel route, right? Or a bubble screen. Like that's what it's become. And Jonathan Brooks was that kind of guy that can make that happen.
And you think about it, even going back to Canales' time in Tampa, Bucky Irvin and Rashad White are that type of running back duo. So that's exactly what he was trying to recreate. And, you know, here in Carolina, you know, obviously Chuba Hubbard being more the Bucky Irvin, hey, ground and pound type of style back, and you know, Jonathan Brooks being that slasher. So I think they're gonna have to lean heavy on Jonathan Brooks. I mean, we all have fingers crossed for him because we know what the talent level is perceived to be when he's healthy.
Yeah. But
it's been so long since we've seen you play a healthy game, brother. It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's been college. You know, so it's a lot of risk involved in this right here. It's a lot of risk involved, but you can't tie that much money up into your running back room, so it is what it is.
Yeah, so, you know, Rico will be gone. That's more than likely going to happen. Outside of that, you know, that's where the running back room is going to become very interesting. But now, unfortunately, you know, to add insult to injury, Icky going down just was the last thing you wanted to have happen, especially in that game.
That was worse, almost worse than the loss.
I think it is.
It is.
Because if we're being legitimate here, and we talked about this on the pre-show, like, seeing the way these other games have gone down, you would have beaten – you more than likely could have beaten Philly, 49ers, or the Bears, in my opinion.
You had a chance against everybody not named the Seahawks. You had a chance.
Once you got to the Seahawks, it's probably where your season ends. And that is what it is, right? Yeah. Like you would have had a lesser draft pick, a bit more kind of allure around you, or it could have been more of like a Cinderella run. But to lose your starting tackle, who had been one of your healthier guys this season and has really grown every year.
Like, here's the thing. I think people don't even realize how much better Icky has gotten because you haven't heard his name.
And that's a good thing when it comes to an offensive lineman.
I haven't heard Icky's name in 2 years.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. I really do appreciate it. But, like, now, boy, you got to figure that out. So now what does this do about your draft capital? Where do you have to spend that? What do you have to do in free agency as well? I mean, I like the and you have so many major. It's not even just that's not even the only major injury you have on the line. It'd be one thing if maybe Brady Christensen wasn't down, and that was the option. But he's coming off an Achilles, right?
Yeah, so, and so that's gonna really when we go down to free agency. We saw a huge difference in the running game when the full line was in and when it wasn't, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you could tell the difference, especially since Brady Christensen went out. You know, it didn't seem the same. There wasn't as much pop in the middle, and you're going to have that come up again. Austin Corbett, Yash Naman, Cade Mays, Brady Christensen, and Jake Curran are all unrestricted free agents going into this year. And Cade Mays is going to get a bag. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Somebody's going to pay him. If we don't, somebody will.
And the cap hit that you're probably going to take for him, even if you give him a franchise tag, is going to severely curtail you for the rest of free agency. You're going to have to make a lot of bargain bin deals, which is fine because it's easy to get kind of to romanticize a lot of these role players
Yes.
because you saw the moments where they were able to do well in these games. But you have to then take away from that to go, okay, just because he did well then doesn't mean he's going to, need that money.
Right, exactly. So, like, with a lot of those guys that we just named, like Jake Curran, for example, like, that was a guy that played, I think, that Green Bay game is the game he had to start.
Yeah.
And this is like, I like what he did for that moment. Am I paying him any type of, like, extensive amount of money? Absolutely not.
Same with Yash. Like, there's no real reason to do anything different there, right?
These guys rotate around the league every single year. The question will be, can our coaching staff put forth another group that can be plug and play, that can come in and help us out in some key moments? And that's asking a lot because whoever you sign at left tackle is going to be asked to start.
Because that's the thing. I mean, you basically have to now either spend a draft pick or go to free agency because for the most, there's little to no shot Icky plays next year. Even if the recovery process goes well and speedy recovery, with the injury that he had and the surgeries he's going to have, you're looking best case scenario like week 15,
Bro,
maybe.
It's just no shot. To me, it's just no shot. It's just such a long shot because even for that type of injury, I can't even really ask you to come back and be in full game shape in a moment's notice like that.
Yeah, I mean, Hunt had a lesser injury, was able to come back.
Right.
But it still wasn't full speed.
No.
So now, like, thank goodness you gave Moten some money, right? Thank goodness you locked that down so your right tackle's done. But, of course, this was also kind of the year where you maybe wanted to take care of that, backup plan.
This was the moment. And so now what does this do about your draft strategy? Because I think where I'm at with the draft strategy now is BPA. You go BPA
to be honest,
until you just get yourself out of a hole because, truth be told, even with the year we had this year, our base level of talent still isn't there. You just need to add high-level talent wherever you can and just hopefully and just raise the floor of the team. And I think going best player available allows you to do that. Now do you have to – I don't want to have to reach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think even at that spot where we're at, I think the tackle that's named I've seen thrown around like that 19 spot is like Caden Proctor from Alabama, which is I'm like – but it's like, damn, dog, that's
not what you wanted to spend that on.
Do, right?
Like, you were thinking, okay, fine. Like, this was, all right, finally, edge rusher or linebackers, what you'd think they would go after in this draft.
I mean, not even Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon. If you're going best player.
Sitting around 19,
yeah.
If he falls that far, which I could see him doing so. And that's another interesting thing, right? You have another tight end on a rookie contract, right, who will be healthy by that point, but what are you going to need him for? So we keep going down the line here, right? Like, you look at some other ones. David Moore, I got to imagine he's gone.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Rico Dowdle, got to imagine he's gone. DJ Wanham and Trevis Gibson, I got to imagine, other than depth positions, one of those is going to go, if not both.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it also depends on what happens with Avero as well in terms of, like, those are his type of guys.
I mean, he's here.
I'm saying, like, depending on if he gets a head coaching job. I'm just putting it out there. Look, I know what's about to happen, and I've already accepted
he's only got one more opening that he's interviewed for.
What's the other opening besides the Raiders?
That's the only opening. That's what I'm saying. The Falcons was his other.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a bit. So, I don't see any shot he goes to Vegas. I don't entirely know who they want to go with. I don't think it's him. And you hesitate to say it, but I think there's, like, when it comes to these head coaching interviews, I think we know why.
We kind of all figure, like, Rooney Rule, brother. We just got to tally. We just got to write this off the tally, bro. Like, we just got to get you. We just got to knock this off the list.
Which
we don't.
In a different conversation, is a completely unfortunate extrapolation of what that rule is supposed to be.
Bro, yes. Fam, I'm just
like,
I'm just the equality hire, bro.
And not even that. You're just you're not even trying to pull out the good ones. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the caliber, the head coach caliber guys.
It's like when we interviewed Jim Caldwell a few years ago. Like, brother, what? Dude,
but even he was a head coach caliber at one point or another.
At one point. Guess how long ago that was?
Right. All that to say, he ain't going nowhere. His guys. That's going to be where, like, I hope they don't lean on, like, familiarity, right? Yeah. Because, again, Then you've got Christian Roseboom, who I believe has deserved an extra year.
Yeah.
I don't know how big of a bag you throw at him, but Chris Barnes as well. And linebackers is almost like you need as many as you can get if you don't do anything with him. Cornerbacks are Caleb Evans, Robert Rochelle, Damari Mathis. Only one of those names is even worth anything.
Right.
Then here's where you get a little interesting. Nick Scott, Isaiah Simmons.
Isaiah Simmons, hey, dog, yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
The potential, and at his age, and the potential is still there. And not for nothing, he flashed in that game.
And also played both linebacker and can play safety. And in the special teams,
you need him. And with how that room looks right now,
I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, I'm keeping him.
Nick Scott,
I think I can do better.
I do as well. Whether that means you draft for better, and keep him around, because I will say the Lathan Ransom and Nick Scott back to and pushing Morig up was effective.
It was.
But I need someone better in coverage because Nick Scott got burned more times than I care to see.
Would love that interception too, Nick.
We're not going to talk about it. And then you have Sam Martin and J.J. Jansen.
But both guys are important, unfortunately. They're really important. I actually kind of need them both.
I know. That's the problem. We're not even. It's not even like a favoritism thing with JJ. Like he actually.
I actually just need you.
We need and Sam Martin, not for nothing, had a great season when it came to yard positions for or for starting positions for the drives. Then you go restricted free agents: James Mitchell, LeBrian Ray, Thomas Kuhn, and Claudin Cherilus. And remember, restricted means we can match whatever is put out there.
Right.
So. And Claudin, I mean, had a good year.
Yeah,
filling in a role.
He definitely showed when it was time. He made me feel very calm once we lost Trevin Wallace. I didn't. Not for nothing. I kind of felt like the linebacker play may have elevated once he was inserted into the.
I think he's your best coverage linebacker out there, in my opinion. I think Roseboom is more of a headhunter. Trevin Wallace definitely I like as the green dot.
Yeah.
But. It still is an issue, unfortunately.
I don't love it, though.
I don't love it, and it's an issue of measurables. His size is a problem.
No, yeah.
You can't. There's no one I can trust you to cover. The only thing I can hope for is you're a spy, and the quarterback doesn't see you past the line of scrimmage.
You just for what he was drafted for the round he was drafted in, and what you would have expected out of a guy drafted in that round. Because Trevin was a fourth rounder, fourth or fifth.
Yes, I believe he was drafted in the because it was the XL. It was XL. Jonathan.
Yep.
Jatavian Sanders, and then and then he was either fourth or fifth.
So a fourth round backer, I'm like, I don't hate the value I got out of him. I'm getting out of him, but I just still don't love it either.
No,
so
you need
you can get better, bro.
You need better. Whether it's free agency or the draft, there's some guys out there, and that's another thing we're gonna have to talk about, right? When it comes to linebacker and edge rusher, do you reach? Do you trade? Do you sit back and wait? Because some of these guys, like old buddy from Georgia, linebacker.
Someone this year?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Hey man, I'm not in that point in time of the season yet.
And that's good because we shouldn't be. We shouldn't be.
All the guys.
And then the last one are pair of wideouts. Jalen Coker and Bryson Tremaine are both exclusive rights free agents, so they're either going to get a deal from us or they're going to get cut.
Yeah, well, we know what's happening with Coker. You know what I'm saying?
Tremaine's the interesting part.
Tremaine is very interesting. So a lot of times this year where in that heavy set where you want your bulk tight end set, you saw Bryson Tremaine be the lone wide out in that formation. I thought he showed some things, and for as much as XL started to lose his role, guys like Tremaine also started to get more time and more looks. Obviously, Jalen Coker's wide receiver too. That question's been put to bed.
Yeah.
And there's no need to even discuss that one. But Bryson Tremaine is an interesting one. But I see that. I see him probably hitting the road.
Hell, in my opinion, turn him into a tight end.
I wouldn't hate it.
At this point, to save a wide receiver roster spot, he'd turn into, in my opinion, your best tight end out there.
Well, he's probably your best blocking wide receiver.
He is.
So, and that's typically what he was in there for anyway.
Yeah.
So what would be when you get that exit meeting? I'm pretty sure they had to talk with him at the exit meeting. Like, hey, look, brother, you put on about 10, 15. You know what I'm saying? Come back to camp. Look, hulked up, bulked up.
Yeah.
And let's see, and let's give you some run because we don't have a tight end one.
No, we don't.
Right.
And that's so you talk, about Sadiq, and that's the conversation going to be had. Like, do you go and for this, we've seen obviously out of this regime the willingness to fire first on an offensive player in the draft, which at this point has had a 50-50 success rating.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, you miss out shots you don't take. So I mean, you hit big on T-Mac, of course. You may have missed wide left on XL at this point.
You may have, but to the public's knowledge, you're at least still standing behind that pick, unlike old buddy that was picked around the same time as him.
My God, that was the most unprofessional thing I've seen from my owner. It's up there. It's up there in terms of just like going in front of the media and talking about a player like that.
Which, yeah, and we've said, we've had our concerns about David Tepper. We've had our opinions about him, and I'll be the first to say it. Mr. Tepper, for right now, all's forgiven. At this point in time, pretty much everything's forgiven because the way that playoff game went, the patience that you've had with this regime to let it fall, to let it go the way it has, and the silence.
Oh my God!
Has been
the silence. It speaks volumes.
It does. It's supposed to.
It speaks way more than you jumping in front of a camera, and I think even the mending of the relationships with our legends as well. Because
that has been huge.
Like I think, it's crazy. It's crazy that we haven't talked about that yet. But I don't think we thought it would happen. I think we thought it would just continuously be this contentious relationship that's like it's weird dynamic. But to see Cam in the building, I'm not gonna lie, that warmed my heart.
Yeah,
I almost should have grown. I wasn't close, but like, if a grown man tear was shed, brother, like I think it'd be understood.
Oh, look, yeah, I mean, if y'all follow me on social media, I was right there. He coming out doing the Superman. I mean, having Trey Boston, Kurt Coleman, Jay Stu, Steve Smith, Thomas Davis, like all of them there. Because they were all in the field all before it anyhow, and they were milking the crap out of it too to wait up for Cam Newton. But like to have them all there, like ready for him and celebrating him, you could tell how much it meant to him in that moment.
Yeah.
And like to then they would feed back to him sitting in the box.
Oh yeah, bro. What? I got clips all of that. I had to. I was like, right. I mean, for me, it was just I got to see all my legends, bro. All the guys I grew up watching. Then you had Jake, Moose,
that was
Smitty, and all them boys come out. I got to get that on the video too because I had bro. It's just it. I think the reminder for this was that dog, we've had really great players here, and these guys actually do want to be back and do want to be involved. But just like the fans, we need y'all to give us something to be involved with.
If you're talking about success in terms of longevity for a franchise and a timeline,
we ain't doing too bad, bro.
For 31 years, you've got 2 Super Bowl appearances, which is more you can say about one of the other oldest franchises in the NFL.
I was just getting ready to say, bro. I got some. Oh man!
And there's one other team that's just as it's I think a little bit younger, but never made a championship game at all.
Brother, I mean, what I'm saying. You look at Jacksonville.
No. They've made one.
Sorry, my fault. Sorry, Houston, of course.
Houston.
But yeah, what I'm saying. But they don't even have it like us. Like even though Jacksonville's done it,
it was a charity.
You never made a bowl.
You never made a Super Bowl.
Houston, you never made it past the divisional. It's funny how close we are from being the Ravens.
Right?
When you think about how early we were to success, how we could have captured it all in those huge moments. I mean, you 3 NFC title games, 2 Super Bowl appearances. It irks me we have nothing to show for it because we've been much better than what I think the league perceives us as.
And that's where the small market comes in, right? And that's what, like you said, that whole day was a culmination of that. And, you saw it on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
There was an outpour of, this is what Carolina is, from former players to, yo, this is what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And, when they always do the keep pounding drum at the end of the beginning of the fourth quarter. I was like, all right, well, how in the hell do you top Cam?
How do you top that?
And they did.
You did.
You
mashed it. At the very least, you mashed it.
Yeah. I mean, having Moose, Wesley Wall, because that was your
Moose,
first ring of honor, right? It was Moose, Wesley Walls, Jake, and then Smitty.
Yeah, I think
Because
Yeah, I
Peppers
believe,
was
yeah.
after them.
Was Gross? Didn't Gross go
Oh,
in that
was it
first?
Gross
I think Gross was in that first group.
before Moose?
I think Wesley Walls, Gross, may have went before
And then
Moose.
Delhomme and
yeah,
Smitty, and
yeah.
then all that to say, I mean, it
Yeah.
was ridiculous. Now I'll tell you, Tepper, how you expand upon this. That first home game, depending upon who it is, we'll talk about the schedule a little bit. It's time. You haven't added to the Ring of Honor since Pep. It's time to put Cam up there.
But you know what? Though, and it is my only pushback against that. Cam has not officially retired.
I know, but I know,
and I get why I can't put you everywhere in my stadium if you can go play for somebody else at the drop of a hat. Like but now is it gonna happen?
No.
Likely not. Like that's,
if it didn't
over.
happen in Indianapolis,
yeah, it's over with.
Because that was the
best chance at it happening.
I would have thought.
You know what I'm
or
saying?
Or
Atlanta. So it's like I understand it. I mean, whenever Cam decides to actually just put ink to paper and
I know.
say, like,
he's got to swallow. He's got to. You're on First Take. Your podcast is popping.
yeah.
Just.
I was like, but you've made your second careers. You're killing.
That's the whole thing that normally prevents players from retiring. Is I don't know if like
you typically be half-ass media guys. Like, nah, you're killing right now. Like, dude, you've gone viral 10 times over at this point.
So many times.
One that we could have kept in the tuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's so bad. That's what they call him. Kadoosh. That's his name.
I know. I know.
You know what they call the other one? Cookies.
That's
his name, bro. You've effectively renamed these boys.
Which is crazy. It's crazy. But he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. And that's, something that will obviously need to be addressed indirectly going forward. But outside of that, like, I think the other great part about it, we talked about it, like, finally, if anything can finally have cemented this, and there's still people that think it was a controversial move to pick up his fifth-year option, and I don't. But the playoff game showed that Bryce is a killer.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. I don't know.
What are we doing? Like let's talk about the guy that was drafted next to him. And you and tell me how in God's name after that rookie season C.J. Stroud had, tell me why they're both they're in a similar space, and right now Bryce's stock is up.
It is. With in my opinion, outside of the offense, because they had a lot of injuries, a worse overall defense,
yes,
bar none. And when the weapons were healthy, better offensive weapons.
Yes. So I mean, I'm looking. For example, look at that defense that Houston put forth. That defense was allowed for so many mistakes for C.J. Stroud to make that if Bryce were to make half of those, we'd be down 28-0.
At least. At least.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think bringing up Bryce 50 year, it's the only move. It's the only right move to make. Like, what else were you gonna do? What was the other option for?
That's what I'm saying. There was no other option, right?
Yeah.
Like, and in that game, outside of the pick, which
that pick could be, that could be accredited to receiver, quarterback miscommunication, stopping on the right. Like, we don't know. We're not in the film room. We don't know the play calls. But that one wasn't a play that I'm like, oh my God, Bryce, why would you throw that? Like, I could understand why he threw that. It didn't work out, but
But the fact of the matter is, he's got more 2-minute drill wins than I think over 75% of the league.
Yeah. But we talked about it though. We said if at any point we were able to get good, all the wins and all the times Bryce has had to do this off the strength of his ability was going to pay huge dividends when it came down to it.
It was.
And in these playoffs, had we been able to get the win, I mean, it's not like Bryce didn't do his part.
No, he did.
Like, he went down there every single time. I'm answering every single time y'all boys answer. I'm calling right back. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, had we moved on to the next round, I'm like, I would have had full confidence that Bryce could go to Chicago and go get a win.
I completely agree with you. Because not all of these games were to the wire.
Yeah.
Like, and now, for Bryce, I have that confidence. From a play calling and a coaching ability,
It's still TBD.
It's still rough in the end there because, again, like, And I didn't like Dave Canales' answer after the fact. You know, the blitz was working, then they started to read it, so we went away from it. Okay, that's all well and good, but on the very last drive, when it's your season on the line, to lay down and play prevent defense, in my opinion, and to not use any of your timeouts in that.
Yeah, no, that's where we're always going to disagree. Like I can agree that I don't hate Avera coming back as much as everybody else does. I don't agree with how he played that last drive.
No.
And you won't get me to agree with it because, like I said, bro, why do we have more desperation than the guy that's calling the plays?
Exactly.
Like we just want it. Everybody in that building could have lived with the fact that, hey, look, we tried it, we shot at them, and we just missed.
And then to simultaneously let too much time go off the clock and not take any time outs at all, because if they're playing a fast-paced no-huddle offense, the first thing you need to do is to slow them down. And you had all 3 timeouts to the point where by the time you got the ball with 40 seconds left, you didn't use any of your timeouts.
You left 2-3. And this is, it speaks to the point that you made earlier about the ground game and the difference between these matchups between the first time and the last time. The first game, we were intent upon making sure they don't have any time left. This is going to be it. There isn't going to be a last chance for anything. This game, we left too much time on the clock. We went down and scored too quick. It is what it is. We left the ball in the more than likely MVP's hands. So if there's any guy I'm willing to go out to on the last drive, then I guess I'd rather it be Matthew Stafford than anyone. But I still don't like how we played it, of course.
No, because you took. But I'll agree with you because there was and that's what's so mind-numbing about Avero specifically, and whether it was this defensive room, and you'll be able to find out real quickly next year if half of these guys are different, who it really was about. Right. Was it Avero leading a cast of ragamuffin guys like it's weird, remember the Titans, to success, or was it the fact that these players were a bit better than they had individually, or a bit better overall than they were individually? Yeah. Because you even look at that game, you had a bunch of stops, right? The still ununderstandable going for it in the first half.
I wasn't mad at it. I wouldn't have been mad at it had you got it. Obviously, in retrospect,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It went how it went. But, play to that aggressiveness that you had been playing to all year.
I know, but
I get it, though.
It was 20-7. It would have been 20-7 if they kick a field goal. Right? Then the Panthers turn around, get that touchdown, and then it's 17-14 going into halftime. Because at that point, I walked over to Matt, and Matt had the big maybe paper mache or foam, whatever, Panther hat on over him, hiding his face whenever. We both looked at each other after the second after the field goal, and it's 17-7 off the interception, right? Yeah. And we're just all right, well. This might be it.
Hey, fam, I ain't going to hold y'all. Once they got 14-0, I'm like, bro, please.
Off the pick, too.
Just avoid the belt, bro. Just make sure we don't embarrass ourselves on national television. What? Hey, once we got to 17-14, I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, hey,
because you stop. It's 17-7. Then you get a 3-and-out.
Yeah.
And then and also ETN.
Yeah, boy.
You've lost the punt return job. I don't know. I looked at him.
You had done so great too. You had fixed some of those issues earlier.
I looked at him and I was like, just for the love of God, don't muff it. And it like clockwork. Clockwork. Now, again, so they go for it, but then even you look down the field, right? You get a 3-and-out first drive in the second half. You get a field goal. You stop him a field goal. You go for it on fourth down, which I didn't mind doing so. I didn't love the play call at all because it was the exact same play that didn't get him the first down when it was 3rd and 4. Literally the same route. Then you pick them off, get the touchdown, they score, you go 3-and-out. Then you get the blocked punt, and that was ridiculous. The touchdown 4 plays later, but then they go 2 minutes and get a touchdown. Obviously, you milked 4 plays. To get a minute and a half out of 4 plays was great.
Yeah.
But obviously still too much time on the field. And then to just, absolutely sit down and just not do anything for that last drive was just really hard to stomach.
Yeah, not having JC on the field, of course, though, plays a big part into it.
I know, but they didn't have him for the first game. And I get you have a Caleb Evans that had a week to prepare, right?
Right.
But, you had a game plan and a blueprint
right
for how to try to handle it.
But, it's what – I guess in that situation is, what can we trust a Caleb Evans to do?
Nothing, and that's absolutely accurate.
This is where I really wish you had a guy like Corey Thornton. Him missing him was because that level of aggressiveness Corey Thornton played with, even in his one start, was enough. It was enough for me. Between what he showed in camp, between what he showed in the 49ers game, I would have loved to have him right there. But I think that's the battle of attrition with those injuries that it just finally came back to get you. I mean, you didn't have the best of your guys.
That's the thing. And so praying Corey Thornton come back healthy and look the same. If you make a splash on a safety in free agency of the draft, you've effectively flipped your defensive back group upside down because Mike Jack is proven to be number 2.
Oh my God, the rewriting of your own story with Mike Jack, bro, it has to be studied. He changed the whole narrative of his career.
He did, and my hot take is, I know we like to say Merrick and maybe even Roseboom. To me, he's defensive MVP this year.
Yeah, because in the games where there was no JC, Mike Jack still stood tall. In every game where there is JC, we know who's getting targeted. And
Exactly.
guess what? I'm still on 10. You got like throw it over here if you want to. I'm picking it.
Yeah.
Like I'm really bad. Like you know what I'm saying? And we had our duo led the league in interceptions.
They did, yes.
Yeah.
Like so then you throw in Corey Thornton in the mix.
Oh.
Let Lathan Ransom get an off season. Let Trayvon you've got Trayvon Merrick for another year.
Yeah.
Right? Like throw in a high caliber safety into that room, and then you just have to, like you said, you just have to focus on that because that drive exposed all of your inconsistencies. The ability to rush, no coverage in the middle of the field.
That ability to rush changes everything more so than losing JC.
I agree with you.
Not being able to get to the quarterback at all. It changes because watch every single game, watch all the good defenses and how they
I agree
play.
with you.
It does so much for the team.
But that's where I put it on Avero a lot because, and there's one player who is very vocal about his lack of agreement with Avero, and it showed on the field because he, to one point or another, was a better pass rusher than the other guys that were out there on the outside, and
for him to be sitting on the sideline and y'all
a dire moment.
In that moment, I need him out there.
Because at least for like trying to push people inside, like
something like dude, like, and if we're both talking about Princely, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure we're on the same page. Yes. Yeah, he should have been out there. He should have been out there because at that point, brother, like we got to get to the quarterback. Wanham is. Oh,
Wanham, you're an alum. We're
hey, brother.
We've rooted for you, and we called for you to come here.
I can't want it more than you want it for yourself. That's all I'm saying. That's my thing. But then I mean, and Gibson as well. Like those aren't the guys to get out to the quarterback. At that point, your best options were your 2 rookies.
Yeah.
Just let Nick score and Princely go and just hey, look, hey, pin your ears back, go to the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we can do right now.
And it's really aggravating, and we can touch on it for like 2 seconds. The fact that both Yetur Gross-Matos and Clevion Chason have had bad banner years. Like, Clevion is about to be in a Super Bowl, and you had him there under Avero, mind you, and as Yetur as well, and nothing with it. But outside of that, to kind of bookend it with your point that you made at the beginning there, I really do hope you can create and establish that consistency because you're going to need it this year. You're playing a first-place schedule for the first time in 10 years, and buddy, it
ain't sweet.
It is a gauntlet.
It is not sweet to say the least. You know what though? Where is it? You got to pull it up.
The schedule for next year or the home opponents? It's the NFC North. So Bears, Vikings. Bears, Vikings, Lions, Packers, I think. It is the AFC North. Steelers, Bengals. With no head coaches? No, I'm not. I was about a week and a half ago when both these coaches were there. But, out of nowhere. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah. And then I believe it's the Seahawks again.
Okay.
I believe it's the Charger. No, it's the Broncos. I want to say.
That'd be tough.
It is obviously divisional opponents: Bears, Lions, Ravens, Broncos, Bengals, and Seahawks at home, And then divisional opponents: Green Bay, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Philly, and Cleveland on the road. So 1, 2, 3,
Brian Flores, bro.
4, 5, 6 playoff teams right now
Okay.
that you'll be playing next season.
Hey man, look, it always sounds daunting right now.
Of course.
It always does. Like, we don't know who Baltimore's head coach is going to be. We don't know what changes they're going to make as far as personnel. Pittsburgh is not like, see, Tomlin's gone, y'all. You know what I'm saying? All that, like, they typically had a base level of where they wouldn't fall below. We don't know what that's
and a
gonna look
backup
like.
plan.
And a backup plan always. So we don't know what that looks like now. So the AFC North isn't to be like, obviously Cincinnati will be like the team you'd be afraid of just because of Burrow and their offense, but like
Even then,
we don't even know what happens with them.
I mean, and when was the last time they were in the playoffs? But like, obviously, you know, we've done this podcast for forever, and this is the best way we've been able to leave one. Where I'm excited, I'm like itching, not for a mock draft. I'm itching for the season to get going again.
Facts. It's tough to have to wait.
It really is.
Like, it's funny because this is the first time in a long time we've been able to like look forward to the next year.
Yeah.
Like we typically we just be so geeked to just be done.
Yeah.
Take a break for
out
a
of our
minute.
misery.
Yeah, like, you know, it's you know what I'm saying. So it's like, shoot, I mean, I'm hyped about it, bro. It's just now it's the nervousness, now it's the anxiety of, man, how do we match it?
It's always nicer to be the underdogs and not have all that pressure on you.
Oh my God, yeah.
Something about it, I'm like, yeah, I don't want that spotlight.
Like, bro, I'm in a group chat, right? I'm in a group chat with a couple Falcons fans and a Saints fan, and like
Yikes.
they just, I was like, bro, like it is crazy because they were talking crazy to me after we lost. I was like, you know what, bro?
Do it.
All you could do was watch. Remember that. Remember, all you could do. You couldn't even win yourself here.
No.
You couldn't even do it. Your best efforts
Mathematically, could not.
Yeah, your best efforts got me in. Sorry ass.
But yeah, y'all. So all we can do is wait for next season and keep pounding.